Are you reading your D100 wrong? Can you read it wrong? Are some degrees of wrong too wrong? When you roll a D100, you just read the faces, right? Do you always read them the same way? Does it matter? If you roll this, what do you see? What about now? And now? If this is a 100, why is this 5? Why is this 70 instead of 80? If you have one of the more rare D10s that has a 10 on it instead of a 0, does that change your opinion? Do you start reading them differently? What if one of your players has one of those rare D10s? Do you tell that player that their 10 isn't a 10? Does that one player read their dice differently than every other player at the table? Do you tell that player to use different dice? Do you take them out back and beat them with a sack full of D10s for having the audacity to make you question any of this? I started playing tabletops with 2nd edition D&D. There was a special strength rule for fighters during character generation. If you were playing a fighter and rolled an 18, you would roll a percentile for exceptional strength. And it explicitly stated in the player's handbook that a double zero was the highest you could roll and represented a 100. If you're familiar with the storytelling system, you'll know that it uses D10s almost exclusively, and a 0 is a 10. If we're reading the dice the same way every time, it's a 10, but your brain doesn't want to do math. Your brain wants to read the numbers as they present themselves. There has been a debate online about this for years, and chances are you weren't even aware of it, or that there even should be a debate. We just subconsciously change what the number represents arbitrarily and don't see the inconsistency. In fact, the correct way seems unintuitive unless your D10 has a 10 on it instead of a 0. Does it even make a difference? The probability for any given number doesn't change. You can read it however you want to, and it won't change the outcome of any given game. But is consistency important? Obviously, you want to be consistent with your interpretations, but does it matter how you read a double zero from one roll to the next? Does it matter that this is 5 and this is 100? I think fundamentally, the consensus of the table is more important than anything else, and your interpretation may fly in the face of the rules as written, and maybe that's okay. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.